And we're back. Welcome back to some more Pickems of the UBL. My name is Broken Pinky. As always, I'm joined by a guest, and I'm joined by none other than the owner of the UBL and the future Season 18 champion. You heard it here first. Cannor, how you doing, my man?
Hello, it is me, the 1-2 warrior. I'm not washed anymore. We made playoffs again. Nice. But I have gone 1-2 for the last 3 or 4 seasons in a row.
It's okay. My shtick is apparently I win the regular season and then I have not won a game in playoffs. That's my shtick, I guess.
If it makes you feel any better, I didn't win my game in playoffs last season either. I got cooked.
I am 0 for 4 in playoff games.
By cooked, I mean I threw. I think literally every single one of my matches last season I would have won if I didn't throw on a crucial turn.
I think I just had really bad matchups in my last few seasons, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, your playoff matchups have been rough.
Dude, what was I supposed to do against those teams?
Because it was like, this season it was Winda. Last season it was what, Rat? Was it Rat last season?
Gig. It was Gig with Mega Immense, Primarina, Zero.
No, that wasn't last season. That would have been 16, because Gig wasn't in 17.
Or no, yeah, it was 15, 16 was my last 2. I took 17 off, I think.
No, you were here 17. That was the Mega Blastoise team.
Yeah. No, I remember I definitely played against Gig in the season that he won.
So 16, yeah.
Okay.
Were you in Dusk 17 or Dawn?
I don't remember.
You were in Dusk. Who was your player?
Yeah, I was with Winda and Kathy. I was in that group. Winda, Kathy,
so
Addis for the other
you
three.
faced Winda or Kathy. Oh, you faced Winda, didn't you?
Yeah, I fought Winda.
Okay, yeah. I mean, the thing is, you could have a 100-0 matchup against Winda, but if it's Winda in the playoffs, it's basically a 199 matchup.
Yeah, but like even going in, it was like 30-70.
Yeah. So, okay. To enlighten the viewers at home, Pickems are going to be a little bit different this season. Simply because we have to improvise and adapt.
Yeah, it's my bad. Actually, no, let's blame my parents. Let's blame someone that's not me so I feel less bad about it.
On God. Pinky's parents are saying that a girl can't have her own series anymore on the UBL YouTube channel. So now I have to be here. So if it's a UBL series, Cannor will be on it, I guess is now the new saying.
I mean, you were already on like a third of the Pickems.
Yeah, I was like the most frequent guest by a pretty hefty bit.
Because I was like, I always have to have the owner on for week 1. That only feels right. And then for playoffs, it was just like Winda's in playoffs and Cannor wasn't. So,
and because we recorded it right when the finals matchups were about to happen, it was like, okay, we might as well do Pickems for both in one sitting.
It was very silly.
We have a good time here at UBL Pickems.
We have a great time, and we're gonna have a great time with 7 matchups to go through.
There is 7 matchups, 14 coaches, not a single new coach either.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that.
This is all returning coaches. I
guess Shandy is back after a long time.
Yeah, very long time. I think it was probably, I don't know,
4 or 5. I don't know.
They've been in one post Gen 9 season. I don't know when it was. One of the early ones. I want to say probably in the 10 to 12 range. Somewhere in there. But technically, every single one of these coaches are returning. And technically, by league quality, I would say this is probably the best the league has ever been. By that, I mean we have more champions than we usually have. Because Gig's back.
Gig's back.
Yep. So, we've got our week 1s here. So I'll let you introduce it off. I'm not gonna step on your toes here. Go ahead.
Thank you kindly. Yes, we love women empowerment. Anyway, we have Big E versus Gambit here in this first matchup, and I am looking at both of these teams. I'm seeing a very clear, hard Tailwind versus hard Trick Room dynamic.
Yeah. So
this is a strange one.
Yeah. Because I think both of their teams are good, but they're literally good for the opposite reasons.
Yeah, they're complete opposites of each other. It's kind of silly.
Obviously with Big E, you've got Arch Rain. You've got Coco Jug, which this is my hot take. Coco Jug on this team is bad.
I
should have just
agree
used this
100%.
to get better use of your points. Just because, like, Arch Rain doesn't need a secondary, like, major mode to back it up. Plus, it's kind of awkward because Sneasler can't sleep Pokemon that aren't flying types now in your most reliable terrain mode. So Sneasler is going to end up kind of being more of a matchup check, which is kind of gross.
Yeah, this is not a good Sneasler matchup.
That is very
terrible Sneasler matchup.
For the most part. I think there's like some really annoying things. Like obviously if Farigiraf gets Dire Claw Select, it's just the game's over.
Yeah.
But I think it's good enough to not let that happen.
Also, you can just Blast Waft, Follow Me, the Dire Claws away, and probably
just run Covert Cloak.
3-hit KO'd.
Yeah, just run Covert Cloak so you never have to deal with it being down, and like worst case, like it's Sneasler, Tapu Koko lead, and then Blastoise goes down, you bring in your offensive Pokemon, and you just kind of win from there.
Yeah. I mean, just looking at it, I feel like Trick Room is usually going to have the head up, although I think Slowking does get Imprisoned Trick Room. So that is, I guess,
technically it does.
Counterplay.
I believe I don't quote me. Yes. So Sinistra also gets Imprisoned Trick Room.
Right. Sinistra gets fucking everything.
Issue is that's really, really bad on Sinistra because it already has a lot of sets where it feels like 4 move slot syndrome. And, I mean, like, what, are you just going to run Rage, Powder, Machi, Gotcha, and Prison Trick Room? Like, that just feels bad. It just feels real bad. Especially when it's a mon that, wants to pivot out so you can re-get use of its ability.
Yeah, they also both kind of explode in Mega Maw Knockoff, and Mega Maw is definitely, Kit's strongest Trick Room attacker, and Knockoff might as well be stabbed on that thing with how hard it hits.
Yeah, and legitimately, I think Mega Mawile is the best Pokemon in this matchup, like, bar for bar.
100%.
I look over at Big E's team, and honestly, there really is not much to even like slow it down. To the point where, if I'm Big E, I'm prepping for this, and I'm like, okay, I've got to bring Litten at least in the back because there's no way that I can actually reliably reduce the damage of this Mawile. Like, I don't have a really reliable Will-O-Wisp Pokemon, other than I guess if I'm running Will-O-Wisp Sinistra, which see previous conversation with what we were talking about. Does it not get Will-O-Wisp?
Nope. It only gets Machagosha and Scald, which I think is 20% and 30% respectively.
I guess you just hit them all the time, You just hit those. You
get 2 KO'd by Knockoff.
Yeah. I mean, and if honestly, like, the momentum is completely in Gambit's favor here.
Hold on, let me double check something, because I know Shadow Mawile is in Pokemon XD, which means it probably got refresh. Let me check. It does not get refresh. Okay, never mind.
I'm going to be honest, though, here. All things considered, Mawile can run, like, a really, really simple set this week. It can really just run, if it wants to, Iron Head, Play Rough, Sword Stance, Protect, and it can't be beat. Like, that hits everything. And it nukes everything. Because we don't really have great, reliable, bulky options on Big E's team to take these attacks. Arcalodon literally being the only Pokemon that's not gonna, at minimum get 2-hit KO'd by neutral Mawile, much less +2.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think you need Iron Head. I think you just run Knockoff.
Yeah, you can run Knockoff, you can run Sucker Punch, you can run whatever. Knockoff, I think
sub even.
Yeah, I think I like sub the best, because then, like, if he does bring Litten, which again we're talking about how he kinda has to, his hands are kind of tied here. And I mean, that's not talking obviously about Arboliva. It's not talking about Vikavolt, who are just also incredible offensive powerhouses against this team, especially against Arch. Like, Arboliva Earth Power, I think minimum does like 45% to
AV Arch,
to AV Arch, which is absurd. It does put Mawile in a little bit of a worse position if that is the case, but hold on, we're gonna do some real-time calcs. Welcome to the real-time calc segment of the show, where we pull up the Stamina Assault Vest Arch, most common set.
I wonder how much how much Brick Break from Mawile does the +1 Arch. I know you have no reason to run Brick Break over like Play Rough, but you could do that.
I'm just curious how much Play Rough does. Oh my god, Play Rough does 59 to 70. to neutral arch. That's insane. Wait, does it +2? +2 just nukes this thing unless you're Fizz Def. That's crazy.
So you make your Mawile faster in Trick Room. So the Arbolu does not give it the stamina boost first, and then you just kill Archaludon whenever you want.
I mean, okay. Welcome to the second part of this, of Live Calcs with Cannor and Pinky, where I pull up Arboliva. Oh, so you know how I said Arboliva does like 40%? Well,
yeah.
If it's Life Orb, max special attack, it does 60 to 70.
I've heard enough. Kit, you got this, my girl.
Yeah, I'm gonna be so real. This is so Jover.
This is a little cooked.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Biggie. Your team is like pretty solid.
Your team is good. Your team is good. I really, really think your team is like, top 5 teams. But this is like literally the worst matchup I think I've seen for this team. Oh, wow, that is rough. Okay. All right. Well, we're not disagreeing there, and I feel like this next matchup we're not going to be disagreeing either, as we have Pyrus versus Kathy.
Oh, we can get rid of Fireball. I forgot. I have to drag out Fireball. Okay, so another I don't know if I can say hard trigger. It's more so just hard Ursaluna.
Yeah, it's just Moonroom. That's like in PRs. Obviously, they're not, as of peeling back the curtain, as of recording this, they are not out yet. But in PRs, we basically called this this team gets A tier because it's Moonroom. And Moonroom is like top 5 core, like possible. So like this is a very, very powerful core, and I mean, like, you've got options outside of it. You've got fast options too, but like, looking at the Kathy matchup, I think this is Pyrus. Love your team. I think this is probably going to be one of your worst matchups all season, because there's just
cooked when
so much anti-arch, and it's just not even anti-Urs.
Yeah, anti-rare. You know it's cooked when Galar Moltres has a really good matchup here. Like, genuinely,
okay,
Galar Moltres is really strong.
So, funnily enough, when looking into the league and doing PRs and stuff, Kathy was like, yeah, Galar Moltres just has like a decent to good matchup against every single team. And it's not a lie. Like, Galar Moltres is like secretly the best mod on this team, if it's positioned properly. Like, it's actually crazy. And speaking of if it's positioned properly, I don't see a way how, like, God, like, even just Moltres Ogerpon lead here is just so oppressive for Pyrus's team. Because, like, you can't lead Ursaluna against that. You have to lead like a fake out, but your fake out's Infernape, which is really, really fast. So you're going into a Trick Room mode that's really fast, like, to start out. And I mean, like, just run bulky Ogerpon or run bulky Kang on lead, and it's just like, you're already behind so much momentum.
I mean, you could run Murkrow here and just go for Tailwind stuff, because Kathy doesn't really have a great answer to Tailwind, other than just kind of hope he survives, but also Mega Kang.
Yeah. I also think, legitimately, Gouging Fire is faster than Ursaluna if Tailwind is up.
With Proto Speed? No way.
Maybe. Because Ursaluna's 50 base speed, so 252. We'll say max speed.
I'm looking this up.
Max speed is only
faster,
224.
but it's faster than Calyrex. Like, it has to be faster.
Gouging Fire, booster speed support. With 204 investment, you speed creep it by 1 point.
Oh, you do actually outspeed it. Oops.
Yeah, you outspeed it, and you get hit by Breaking Swipe, and now you're doing less damage. And if the partner's at Ogerpon, oops! You know, you're not doing damage to Ogerpon, and you're gonna be in a worse spot. I don't think it's, like, super cooked.
But it's cooked.
Yeah, but also, we're talking about this like, you know, we're talking about it like the coaches aren't involved. Kathy is the reigning champion. Kathy is very, very steadily, I think, genuinely creeping up to being the best coach in the league. I think it is. I think there's literally 3 people at this point that you can consider best in the league. You've got Kathy, you've got Winda, and you've got nobody. It's weird because, like, technically I should probably be in the conversation, but I don't ever do myself. I just don't have that consistency that those three do.
I think Rat goes in that conversation. I'm not gonna lie.
I think Rat and me are like that half step below. I think it's just nobody has that in that top 3 range just because of how consistent he is. Like, he is probably the most consistent coach out of anyone, just because I think he is very slowly reaching more finals or more top 4s than even Winda in Gen 9. Obviously, he doesn't convert to wins, which is why Winda right now is the GOAT. Kathy's probably the second GOAT. If we talk about converting to wins, then I'm third. Because I've got 2. But, you know, that really does not matter. But yeah, I think Kathy has the extreme coach diff here. Like, I think it's not even close. And, like, I'm sorry, but Pyrus, I don't think you have a good enough team to bridge the gap of how powerful of a coach Kathy is. I feel like Kathy could have like a C tier team and I still probably would be giving her the win here, just because she is so strong as a coach, and she is like one of the sure bets to do very, very well every single season. So I'm just going to give this to Kathy. And I think, unfortunately for Pyrus, it's just going to go that way. I think his team is also a little too confused.
It's so Ursuluna reliant. I feel like I look at this matchup and I don't see how Pyrus' moms do much other than Ursuluna and like maybe Volcaronia and Manectric, both of which get walled so hard by gouging fire. It's not even funny.
Yeah, and I mean, Ferrothorn looks good in this matchup, but again, as well, gets walled by gouging fire.
Galar Moltres. Kangaskhan sets up all over it.
Actually, it has body press. So I mean, that is something. It's not. I'm not saying it's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's like the end all be all. Plus, also, like, your redirection is Volcarona, which I think kind of confuses this team a little bit. So I think pretty easily we can just go to the next matchup here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm really sorry to Pyrus. I think your team rocks. It is so cool, but unfortunately, I think that's just how it's going to go.
All right. Well, we've had some quick ones. Now we have Gen versus Agus here.
Yeah.
And these are this is a weird team on both sides. I do kind of like the idea of having Mega Venusaur in Sun, where like you have Chlorophyll, and then if you just want to be fat and tank and attack, then you just Mega Evolve and you click Sleep Powder.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I think it's just because of how expensive it is. I think it's a little bit of a waste of points, especially when you already have Lilligant. They're kind of filling the same role, except for the turn you Mega, and like there's no redirection on this team, and your only fake out is Berserker.
Hey, this team has 2 of my oomps, Berserker and Chandelure. These are 2 of my best friends.
Yeah, but we're not going to sit here and pretend like Berserker can be solo fake out on a team and expect itself to do well. Like, it's...
I had Berserker with Mega Blastoise of all things. Like...
Yeah, and even then, like, I was like looking at Berserker every week, and it's like, ooh, this guy's kind of just here.
Hey, it cooked against Kathy, who went on to win the league, and I was like the only person to beat her other than Atris.
Yeah,
it's a good mon, kind of, not really.
It's a really good mon if you squint through 8 layers of glasses that you can't see through.
I don't know. I'm Berserker ranting, but I feel like its stats is like just good enough, and then you like wanted to have a good move pool, and you're like, why does this shit not get Rock Tomb? When you get walled by a Zardwai for no reason.
Yeah. It also just, like, isn't bulky enough for what I would want for a slow steel type. It's just, like, slightly under what I would want, because of 60 Spadef is brutal.
Really? I feel like it's born to rock Assault Vest, but when you have Assault Vest, it has, like, exactly enough bulk. If you just, like... I just ran, like, max attack, max Spadef most weeks, and 4 HP, and it was just, like, it did exactly what it needed it to do. Although, granted, I only bought it twice.
I mean, it disrupts for, like, 1 or 2 turns, and then it's like, see ya.
Then it dips out.
Alright, so back to the matchup here. I
don't know what Edge's team does.
It's just screens offense. I mean, you look at it for a long time, like, not looking at, like, the nitty-gritty, and you're like, what does it do? It's just screens offense. Like, it's just bulky screens offense. That said, I think, unfortunately, this is just one of those matchups where bulky screens offense is a little bit unfavored. Whereas normally, obviously, bulky offense with screens is going to look really, really good. But, like, you just got a lot of disruption on Gen's team that isn't exactly standard forms of disruption, like high offense pressure and all of that. But there's also the really weird part about Aegis's team, where it's like, your only fake out is Grimmsnarl.
Yeah, and it's like, it's a lot of strong attackers, but like, not strong enough other than Cannor, which is like exclusively Trick Room guy.
Yeah, and I think like Marshadow, it does enough damage. It does, but in this is a very, very weird matchup for it. Just because Gen's team doesn't have a single Pokemon that would even really want to sit there and take a turn to set up, especially not against, you know, the team Aegis has. Like, it's one of those where it's like, this is a team you don't really want to set up against, because if you set up, that's giving them more turns for Grimmsnarl to snowball, and in turn, that lets every other Pokemon snowball. I don't know. I think maybe if Aegis goes for like a really strange like Trick Room angle, they could catch Gen off guard if he's running some stuff.
I think you have to go for the Trick Room angle. You go like Grimmsnarl, Empoleon, Electabuzz, Beheeyem, Cannor up to them +1.
Yeah, and I think your +1 is probably Marshadow, just in case it's like a setup, like a Calm Mind Hatterene, which kind of is insane into this team.
No, you bring Marshadow just to click Banded Shadow Snakes and do nothing else.
Basically. Just so that you can chip Torkoal, so Eruptions aren't going to do so much.
Yeah, exactly.
That said, I think this is kind of more, like, we've been really harping on how it's, you know, Aegis is kind of unfavored here on paper, but I think it's really a lot more 50-50.
Yeah.
Like, I think the issue is Gen's team is just a little more aggressive. And I think that's what it's going to come down to. It's just this aggression.
It's also more cohesive, I feel like. Like, I feel like once Gen starts clicking buttons, I don't know what Aegis really does in response to that.
Yeah.
Like, Walking Awake can just kind of click buttons against this team. And, like, you have the Empoleon there to take the moves. You have Grimmsnarl there to make it weaker. But it's, like, Hydra Steam in the Sun is still going to do a lot of damage to something like Camruptor to Marshadow.
Right, yeah. And I think this is kind of one of those where it's like, I think week 3, week 4, week 5, we're going to be talking a lot more favorably about Aegis's team as they get time to, you know, experiment with it. But I think it's just a little too difficult week 1 to, you know, really want to put my feet in the sand and rally behind this team.
Yeah, I feel like I usually say, like, a good team makes it easy to win. And it's not that Aegis is a bad team, it's that Aegis is a team that's kind of hard to win with at first.
Yeah, I think it's going to take a couple weeks of experience. I don't even think that's a bad thing. I mean, there's 14 people in the league this season, and it's top 8. So it's like, you just have to do slightly above average, and you're going to be making playoffs. And I don't really see that as an issue here. But who knows? I mean, like I said earlier on, I think this is probably the toughest season yet. But also, Aegis has a bit of a tougher schedule as well, unfortunately. And that's kind of how it's going to work when you're not running 13 weeks, which is way too long.
Even like 9 weeks is too long, in my opinion, which is kind of crazy.
There are a lot of times where, like, I run in 8, like, we do 8 weeks. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I wish this was just over already.
Yeah, no, like, honestly, if we had like 5-week seasons in the playoffs, that'd be so great. But like, by the time we get to playoffs, I just run out of steam.
Yeah, I think 7 is probably like the perfect amount. Where like you don't have a ton of teams that are like the same record. Because like that's kind of the issue with 5. It's like you might not have, you know, top players hitting tough matchups. So it's like, oh, we've got like 8 teams that are 5-0. Obviously that's not what would happen. But it just feels like you have a bunch more.
In theory it could,
yeah. That said, I don't know.
I think I give it again here. Again, just because the team is a little more cohesive, a little easier to use, a little more streamlined for a week 1 setting where everyone's still kind of figuring stuff out.
Yeah, I'll give this one slight lead again. I think it's just going to be a little bit of a trickier one to navigate.
Yeah. All right. Next up. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Oh. Uh-oh is right. Yeah, it's me versus Winda. And I'm going to be so real with you. no prep has happened yet. I've tried to prep like 4 times, and I'm like, I'm too tired to do this because, to be fair, yesterday I was in an airport. Well, yesterday into Monday and yesterday I was in an airport for like a collective 20 hours in an airport or a plane. Like 19,
that's
20
hours you could have been prepping.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's hard to prep when you're on 0 sleep in like 31 hours.
Hey, I was world. How does it feel to be the world champ? Coming from Anaheim. I forgot to mention that in the intro. Canada's also the world champ.
Yeah.
I'm joined by Giovanni Siska.
Yep. Yeah, he's my alter ego.
You can just tap out with him, whenever you need.
Yeah, we just, anytime he does bad at the tournament, it's me. Anytime he does good at a tournament, it's him. But it's also me.
Okay,
yeah,
but he also hasn't had a
criticism.
bad tournament in Reg I, so like.
I know. I've been on a sabbatical. I've been doing some laundry. It's been a long time doing my laundry because I'm washed. Anyways,
man, Winter really always drafts Iron Treads, and it's unfortunately really solid here.
Yeah, no, it's like probably the best mon in this matchup, like overall.
I think that and Zero Aura.
Zero Aura is annoying, but like Iron Treads is the mon that just shuts down the terrain. It makes it so I just lose. Yes, I did draft Psy Spam, even though I've been on record saying I don't like it and it's boring. If you weren't around for the draft, I suffered maybe literally the worst snipes I have ever had in a season. Like, and that's not even far-fetched to say. Like, it was my worst snipes ever. Like, my plane was dead. Like, I got sniped.
Yeah.
Every single passive healing Pokemon that's even remotely good was off the board.
You would have had to use like Poltergeist.
Yeah, I would have had to use Poltergeist. And I'm sorry I'm not using Poltergeist for Terapagos. Terapagos.
And it was like 14 point Terapagos too. It's like that's just not happening.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's like, okay, it's 14 points, which is fair. I think, it at 14 points is fair. But it is the most selfish Pokemon on the draft board. Like, by far. Like, there's not a mon that comes close to how selfish Terapagos is. Like, you have to build your team around it entirely, and having to build around to 14 is really annoying. That said, I don't know about this matchup. Like, I think
this matchup looks really bad for you.
Yeah.
Weirder does nothing here. Like, Windows team is all special attackers, but they're all ones that hit you pretty hard.
Yeah, let's fix this for the speed tiers. We're gonna go
Gourgeist
the Super. Yeah. Just because that's a little bit more reflexive of what it's actually gonna look like in the matchup.
Yeah. I mean, I guess at the very least, in Trick Room, I think your team is pretty solid into Windows, because Araquanid and Caparasha hit pretty hard.
Yeah, those two together beat everything on Windows team. The issue is, that's kind of it with this matchup. I have to get.
And there's also Magmar to redirect your attacks.
Yeah, I have to get pretty lucky, unfortunately, in this matchup. I'll talk about some stuff that I found in the matchup. I mean, this will be uploaded before the match, but it's one of those where it's like, whatever. If I found it in 2 seconds, Windows already thought about it. Like, basically the best lead into this team, if I'm not running Trick Room, is just Indeedee Hawlucha. And it's just follow me, Sword Stance, turn 1, and then close combat with Helping Hand, Oko's everything. Or Acrobatics. Like, it's just one of those where it ends up just Okoing everything, because it's just faster. But then it's like, if Latios sets up Tailwind, I just lose instantly. So it's like...
No, because then you'll be faster, even though you'll probably be running Adamant, because you have to run Adamant.
I have to run Adamant. Yep.
Because it's Hawlucha, and Hawlucha has like 80 attack.
It's got 92.
It's like lower than... It's got 92. I thought it was like less than Amoonguss. I'm not gonna lie. It beat the Amoonguss threshold.
Yeah, no, it's 92. So not good.
It's like the Urshifu versus Wugtrio comparison. Actually no, Wugtrio is like 100 attack, but you know what I mean. Sneasler is just so much stronger than this thing. Like, it's kind of crazy how much better they made Sneasler than Hawlucha.
Well, to be fair, I don't think it really took that much. They could have given it literally 93 attack and Unburden, and it would be better.
Well, Hawlucha is the better dual stab.
Yeah.
I think if Sneasel was like 110 attack, which would probably be better, but at 130 plus Dire Claw, no chance.
Yeah. Sneasel also has Fake Out, which is just better than everything Hawlucha has. So, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this matchup is kind of scary. You've got stuff like Magmar Manaphy, which, you know, you just... if you don't respect it fast enough, you just lose instantly.
Yeah, and critically, Manaphy actually lives hits from Copperajah and Araquanid decently well. I guess it doesn't want to take a power up to the face, but again, you have Magmar.
Yeah, and I mean, thing
Araquanid
is,
doesn't really do damage.
Power Whip doesn't get Sheer Force boosted, so it's gonna do
Yeah.
less off of that anyways. It's just a really, really tough one to deal with, because like Supercell Slam also doesn't have a secondary effect, so it doesn't boost this.
Yeah, secondary
and, like,
effect is you kill yourself.
Yeah, and if I miss, then it's like I automatically lose the game. I mean, Araquanid is really, really good into Winda's team in general. Like, Araquanid is crazy here. Because Winda has... Albeit Winda does have 3 water resists, but it's like... You know, I'm still doing... Like, that's only 3 out of 9. And Araquanid threatens a lot of damage on the other 9.
Yeah, and it doesn't take much damage from them either. Although it does, and it can't get burned by
Gorgeist,
which is the main thing it wants to do.
Yeah, can't get burned by the Magmar Flame Body Follow Me, which is really, really good. I don't know. I think this matchup is really, really tough, and I want to have faith in myself. Because I don't think this is one of those, you know, oh, this matchup's so bad. I think it's like relatively a even matchup. I would say it's probably like 65-35 in Winda's favor.
I think that's fair.
But it's like I've literally won worse matchups. So it's like, and anything that's not like a 90-10 matchup, I think is winnable for the other player, as long as they are relatively even skill. And at my best, I am even skill or better than Winda. I would say on a play level, probably at my absolute best, I'm better than Winda, but you know, that absolute best takes quite a lot of time for me to actually get to consistently. Like last season, it took me until about like week 4 or 5 until I was like consistently playing at my best. Because after week 3, I did not lose a game.
That's
Not
my
a match. Not a match. A game. We won every single game after week 4.
Yeah, you and I had kind of a crazy regular season last season. I don't know how we got away with that.
Yeah, last season was
crazy. Last season was a movie, and then the movie ended.
Yeah, the movie ended
now
for
we're
both
here.
of us in top 4 of divs, and we were just like, oh, that fucking sucks.
Yeah, it ended for us both round 1.
Yep.
But you know what? That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Yeah, unfortunately, as you know, the result of this one being the matchup that I'm in, I don't want to talk about it super extensively because, I mean, obviously anything that comes out of my mouth is readily accessible information for Winda.
I think we just give our thoughts and move on. Who do you think wins? Do you think you got this?
As much as I want to have confidence in myself, obviously you can't disrespect the GOAT. I think I'm just gonna go Winda here. I think it's the safe answer to go for Winda, but I mean, come on, it's Winda. It's Winda with a lot of reliable mons.
Yeah, like in my heart, I definitely think, like if you were trying your absolute best, and this is like week 6, and you do your team like backwards and forwards, I think you have this. I think you have like a pretty strong shot of winning this. But like, this is a rough one. You've had a rough week. I think just for the sake of like guessing more accurately, I think Winda's more likely to win this, but I definitely think you have a good shot.
Yeah, I think that's just kind of, you know, the unfortunate thing of sometimes you hit matchups where, you know, you're not super likely to win it. But
And also sometimes life just gets in your way, but like that's just how it goes.
yeah, because I mean, especially after today, the rest of the week I have to work until next Tuesday.
Oh right, Shandy got
So
this
it's like,
team.
yeah. All right, so now we've got Shandy versus Rat.
I forgot he got the monkeys.
Yeah, this one was an interesting one to talk about in PRs. It's like,
I mean,
It's
it's essentially
a
only
good-
6 mons.
and it's like 2 of those 6 gotta really squint for them to be real mons, being Aromatisse and Kilowattrel.
Yeah, I was about to say Tinkaton like kind of counts.
Yeah, Tinkaton, I mean, it has the best type in the game, so it does count for something.
Yeah, and it's next to Qianpao, so maybe it does like decent damage. And then Ogrepon and Ursaluna, hey, I used that in season 16. It's a pretty good duo. However, Rat's team looks pretty good in my opinion.
Rat's team is one of those teams where I think it's kind of mid, and is going to struggle in this matchup just because it has 0 Trick Room presence, and it's like, unfortunately, Ursaluna is really good in this matchup. Like, really good.
Yeah, that's true.
Beats Gengar,
That is big
beats Jirachi, struggles tiny bit against Como unless you're running Moonblast, then Como is bad. Primarina does actually really well against it. Torn-T, I think, is kind of a fake mon in this matchup. Kind of.
I think Torn-T cooks in this matchup. The problem is that, like, Shandy's going to click Trick Room pretty much no matter what here, and I don't know what Rat really does in response to that.
And if it's just Chien-Pao lead, Torn-T is going to look like the single worst mon in the matchup.
Yeah.
Because your fake out is Torracat. I guess Purugly. But, like, if you're being forced to run Purugly in this matchup, I think that's just one of those where it's like, maybe you're losing. That said, I do think Rat has, like, a really, really, really good matchup here. I was talking all that it's like, oh, it's so bad. Yeah, I mean, like, we don't have any way to deny Trick Room is kind of the issue. Except Shandy's redirection dies to Mega Gengar, and then that leaves Aromatisse potentially to be free for Jirachi to hit it with an Iron Head and it get flinched more often than not. If that happens, Rat wins on the spot.
You could also, in theory, I don't know. A part of me wants to say you run Scarf Jirachi to help with the Chien-Pao, but also you can just run Culverberry. And you could just lead Gengar Jirachi and click Sludge Wave Imprison and, like, just get good damage on the board. But if there's a lead Chien-Pao, you do kind of lose instantaneously. So,
yeah, lead Chien-Pao is really rough here. I don't think it's, like, the worst thing ever, because it's like, if you're bringing Como in this matchup, Jirachi Como beats Chien-Pao lead super, super bad. Like, to the point where Chien-Pao feels almost unrunnable.
And Prim is also pretty good into it.
Yeah,
as long as you don't.
Prim's really good into it, but it's also really good into the slow mode as well, because it does a lot of damage into Ursaluna. Obviously, you're going to be taking quite a decent chunk from it as well, but I mean, like, it plus Jirachi kind of outlasts the slow stuff on this team, but also low-key outlasts the fast stuff on the team as well.
I mean, I guess, you know, this is where we approach Simisage Saturday. Maybe Simisage can kind of do something about that for Marina that's otherwise really hard for Shandy to deal with if you just ignore that there's an Ogerpon there.
Yeah. You could, but I don't know. I think if Rat builds it bulky, it probably doesn't even kill anyways.
I mean, does it get a stronger physical grass move than Seed Bomb?
I'm pretty sure it only gets Seed Bomb.
Does it get Petal Blizzard? It does not. Grass. Physical. Oh my god. It gets Seed Bomb, Vine Whip, and Loaded Dice Bullet Seed.
Yeah, so Seed Bomb doesn't have a guaranteed OHKO into just 252 HP Prim. And Moonblast does 84.6 to 100%.
Okay, so
you kinda, if you want to run it, you have to run Bullet Seed. But if you're running the Loaded Dice Bullet Seed, if you get redirected by Jirachi, it's kind of over. Also, just as a fun little fact, if you're running Jolly and it's like bulkier than 252 HP, let's just say, what if it's 252, 156? Yeah, if it's 252, 156, you don't kill Primarina ever. With 4 hits.
With 5 hits? Oh, with 4 hits.
With 5 hits? Sorry. Let me get this straight. 5 hits off of Citrus Berry Prim, it's gonna be crazy when you hear this percentage, because I mean, I can't believe we were doubting it. It is less than 0.01% chance to OHKO. I have never seen this. on the damage calculator. It is saying it is statistically almost impossible to get an Oko without, like, you have to just crit one. Like, you just have to crit.
Just crit.
You have to crit and you have to hit 5. Otherwise, 252, 156 walls you.
Is that with bold or is that neutral nature?
That is modest.
Oh my god, this mod is terrible.
Yeah, and if you're modest, that means you only have 100 special attack, but like 100 special attack modest into no bulk semi-sage still does 74.6 to 88.6.
I think you put that stat into Spadef so you take on Blood Moon a little better. And you can just run like Chilean Berry.
Yeah, like
or
you really
just run a fat Zarude.
Yeah,
that deals
I
with
know.
Luna pretty well.
Yeah. That said, we were talking all that smack. Yeah, and I will keep talking that smack on Shandy's team. Give me Rat. Give me Rat easily. Like, this is also the most Rat team Rat has drafted in a while. Like, let's be
Which is
so
weird, because it sucks. Like it's a lot of really good mons, but like
It's mid.
I don't know.
It's mid.
It's pretty mid.
Yeah.
Like
Like every team in B tier, it's just like, it's mid. It's
and maybe
mid,
this is
piloted by a good coach.
maybe this is Gambit poisoning my mind, but I see Mega Gengar and I think, where's the Perish Trap? There's no fucking Perish Trap. There's Primarina and like that's kind of it.
Technically,
which
Gengar is a
is
one
not
mon
good.
Perish Trap. Technically.
Which like
it's
gonna
bad.
die.
Like-
Yeah, and like Como is soundproof, so it's immune to Perish Song. But like
Rat was not
real.
thinking about that.
Yeah,
Let's just
I
not give
know.
him any credit. That man was just like,
I-
ooh, I haven't used Como yet. Let me use it. That is a real
I think-
reason he justified half the mons on this team, by the way, is that he's never used them.
Why? Why are we using Como when it can't Terra? And Zarude when it can't Terra? And Sandy
I mean,
Shocks.
I can understand Como or Zarude, but like I really hate
but-
having 4x weakness, 2 4x weaknesses on a team, and neither of them are
Those
hard
does?
carries.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
giving
I'll
it to
also
Rat
give
though.
this to Rat. But like, Shandy definitely has some things to do in this match. Like, if Shandy had a full actual team and not the monkeys, then I think that Shandy kind of just body bags this matchup with his top 6. However, considering Rat really only has to prep for the top 6 and like a little bit of semi-sage, I think Rat should have this.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if Rat doesn't have it, but I mean, sometimes he slips up with his play, so I mean,
I wouldn't be shocked, but especially in the early season, Rat usually gets off to a strong start. So,
yeah. Water
Alright.
Bowl time. Water
Bowl time. It's Water Bowl Wednesday,
Woohoo! Water Bowl Wednesday.
and it's actually on Wednesday. That's the
It
crazy
is.
part.
This will probably not be uploaded on Wednesday.
Yeah. Anyway, this is a Brian Boulder matchup.
Yeah. So when you first look at Gig's team, you're like, wow, that's crazy, right? Right? When you first look at it, you're like, wow, this team looks really, really good. Scroll down for me. Can you just scroll down to the type chart? That was our live reaction in PRs, basically. It's like, oh. So we started, because this was team number 8, and we split it into 2 parts. So we started talking about this a little bit in between, and I scrolled down and I'm like, wow. This team that looks S tier on paper, you scroll down, you just look at the type chart, and it's like, wow. By the way, you want to see something really funny? Keep looking at it. I'm going to remove Jinx. You want to see how much better it gets? It doesn't. Isn't that the funniest thing you've ever seen? A mon with a billion weaknesses, and it doesn't change the reds. Besides getting rid of Psychic being a resist.
And it gets rid of Ghost, or no, it makes Dark neutral instead of weak.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
I really hope that my reaction actually caught on the mic, because I made a sound I've never made before.
It caught in my headphones, so it should be in there. But yeah, that was my genuine reaction. Unfortunately, Warley's
Crazy.
team is just not very good at all.
Why is there Mega Swampert with no friends? Where
Yeah,
does people go? There's not even Prankster Rain Dance.
I don't really know. I don't think it's like the worst thing ever, but yeah, like you gotta back it up with other offensive pieces. And unfortunately, we have like double water for some reason. When I would prefer, like, what if this was just, instead of double water, was just double dragon? Like, imagine if Mega Swampert here instead was just Garchomp. Like, this team,
Yeah.
like, immediately levels up, like, 5 levels. Like,
No,
that's
I
just
agree with
Garchomp. Plus,
Are
I
they
mean,
the same price?
I think Garchomp is, like, 2 or 3 points cheaper.
Okay.
Let's find out live.
Live UBL Calc Spark part like 6 right now.
Yep, yeah. Well, by calcs, we mean calculating speeds by looking at the pricing on the dock. Because we're just looking at pricings. Mega Swampert is 16 points. Garchomp is 15, so you would have an extra point to work with. So I guess it's not that bad. Like, that's not
And
like
you can
bad.
upgrade the fucking Turtonator for no reason.
Yeah, you
Why
can
do you
make
have Turtonator?
Turtonator a little bit better. I mean, it's not like
Actually, no. It's
awful.
Bronzong Bulldoze mode. You're right.
It's
Trick Room Bulldoze.
Bronzong
weakness
Bulldoze
policy.
modes, but also, like, this thing, if after a couple iron defenses, like, the body presses that it puts out are going to be really scary. Because it's got 135 defense. For some reason.
Actually, you can Shell Smash next to Follow Me Ogerpon, and after 2 Shell Smashes, that Heat Wave probably does damage.
Yeah, and after
unfortunately, you have to get
2
2 Shell Smashes.
Yeah, which makes it slower than, like, I think it's still slower than Raging Bolt after Tailwind.
At
With-
+4.
Well, yeah, probably about in the same range.
Good heavens. I'm checking this here and now.
Because +4 is times 3, right?
Yes.
And I guess it depends on the sets, right?
Alright, so 288, Raging Bolt.
Oh no, it looks like it is faster.
It looks about the same. It's faster. 288 versus 278. Okay, let's go, Turtonator.
Let's go. After 2 Shell Smashes, you're faster.
Unfortunately, that's the 3rd slowest mon you have to deal with, and that means that Rillaboom and Up is faster. Granted, none of them other than Mighty Cleaver can do much.
I'm curious, how much does Mighty Cleaver Iron Boulder do? Let's just say it's Life Orb.
If it's -2 Turtonator, I'd imagine it explodes, but Mighty Cleaver is kind of pretty bad.
This, so this does not O-code just 252 HP. Turtonator. With
What?
252 attack, Life Orb. This is -0, by the way. This is the
Oh,
count.
okay.
I sent it to you in DMs. Like, this is shocking. Like, that it just doesn't kill Turtonator.
Iron Boulder is so bad. Oh my god.
Why is Iron Boulder so bad? Look, on paper, it looks like it has everything. But it's just, like, consistently
Okay.
missing damage numbers.
It also has the worst type in the game. Not the worst type in the game, but like among one of the worst dual types.
The
I could
only type that
possibly
is
think
worse
of.
is, like, Grass Bug.
Even then, Grassbug is not weak to like every priority move in the game.
That is also very true. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I look at this matchup, and as much as we are saying, like, wow, Gigsteam's terrible, Raging Bolt's bad, the type chart's bad, let's just take a look at coach experience here. We have Gig, who's a former champion. We have Gig, who's been playing a bunch. We have Warui, who's on his 2nd season back, and after a hot start to the season, went cold.
Didn't Warui start out like 2-1 and then finished like 2-5?
Yeah, I think they were like 2-1 or something like that, and ended 2-5.
You hate to see it.
And lost matchups he should have won. Granted, again, we're not bullying players here. He's a new player. It happens. New players tend to lose. That's literally
I sucked ass
Pokemon.
when I started.
That's literally Pokemon. If you're a newer player, you're going to lose to a player with more experience. Especially a player that is extreme. Like, in this one, too, I wouldn't feel bad if I lose it. Just because Gig has so many wacky things he pulls out of, and you can't prep for it.
Remember when he ran Toxic Incineroar every week and then won?
Yeah, remember when he ran Terra Psychic Garchomp into me?
I forgot about that.
He won the week. Wasn't really because of Terra Psychic Garchomp, because I mean I had Umbreon with Foul Play, but it was like Terra Steel Iron.
I do
Leaves
remember.
had my
I do
lunch.
remember you being like, "What the fuck happened?"
Yeah, no, I was a different man after that happened. I was like, how the fuck did I lose that? Answer: I lost to Iron Leaves. Do you know how embarrassing that is?
You had to go home to your wife and kids and be like, "Honey, I lost Iron Leaves." And
I
then
lost
your wife
Iron Leaves.
left.
She divorced me. She took the kids. I had to pay $25 in alimony. I don't have $25 for alimony. Iron Leaves took my money.
This is true. I saw her do it.
Pinky was there.
I was one of the kids that was taken. It was fucked up.
Exactly. Anyways, I think this one's gay.
I think so too.
I really hate that we're not disagreeing here.
But like a lot of these are like just clear cut. Like the biggest, like I guess the last three have been like either way, and like for
I think
the rat one of the
big
gig one is because the
big
the
two
rat
that
the gig
are
one is like
yeah
both those teams just suck.
yeah.
And
both
then you
of
versus
the
Winda,
yeah.
it's like weird.
Me versus Winda is like it literally could go either way because we're both really good coaches with solid teams.
Yeah.
Even though Winda has a better team and is a bit of a better player. All right, time to talk about another matchup that I think is very clear-cut, unfortunately. Water Bowl, get out of there. There we go.
Goodbye, Water Bowl.
Goodbye, Water Bowl. We will not miss you.
What?
Well, actually, I think on this team we do miss you, Water Bowl. Water Bowl, can you come back? Can we get rid of Greninja? Can we get you in there, Water Bowl?
With Greninja, please.
Water Bowl, can we get you back, please? You forgot to pay your tap.
So we have the only team with more than 9 pocket monsters in Lord Nobody up against Orange, who has Mouse Ape.
Yeah, and when we say
guys.
more than 9, we're talking amount of Pokemon listed. We're not talking about number of real Pokemon that are actually on the team, because like 4 of these minimum 4 are not real on this team. Swoobat's not real. Basculin's not real. Fletchling is maybe the worst Pokemon ever. Toadskool? Who invited Lil Bro? You were at Worlds. You were the Worlds guy with your roller skates. Why do you need to be drafted too?
Get his ass back in Anaheim.
You greedy bastard.
Okay, but just you wait when it's the priority Peck Fletchling to activate the weakness policy on Thwacky.
If that happens, I'll retire. if it happens and it doesn't suck, I might actually retire. That said, Orange has got a good team. That's the one we get
Cannor to take a break.
Yeah. So Orange has got a good team. I think Orange has got a team that doesn't even have a bad matchup in nobody's team. However, this is the most blatant example of coach diff I have ever seen in my life. Nobody is one of the best players in the league. Orange, unfortunately, one of my friends. Love them to death. This team can't even beat just Iron Hands and Celesteela. And then you had Thwacky to give Iron Hands passive healing. Like, you've got to beat up and hope you don't lose to Smeargle sporing you. To the point where you just have to run Vital Spirit Annihilate here. Because there's not really anything anyways to proc your Defiant, so it's fine.
This is a very easy 6 from nobody of just Iron Hand, Celesteela, Thwacky, Smeargle, Diancie, and Charizard, and I don't really see what Orange does to that.
You just bring the top 6 minus Greninja, replace that for Charizard, boom.
Charizard might as well be top 6, let's be so honest. Greninja's not a Pokemon.
Greninja's sort of real. It's
Pre-Protean nerf, I'd agree with you. Post-Protean nerf, what does he do?
The same thing it did with Protean, just has to commit way harder, which makes it way worse. It's
actually
fine.
When you get a KO, you get both the Choice Scarf and a Choice Specs, and you actually do more damage and are faster than the Ash Greninja, so it's definitely better.
True. Ignore that it loses to Haze, but true. Literally true.
Does Orange's team have Haze? No, it has Clear Smog and Mungus, but who's counting?
I mean, shit. Does Greninja even beat Amoonguss? I don't think so. I don't even think the Ice Beam Okos. I mean, true. Just flinch it or somehow cheat and run as one Battle Bond Protean so that you can get the Oko. And
honestly,
then
I think Greninja
run specs, but it lets you pick multiple moves.
I feel like Greninja would get an ability like that someday, just with how much Japan loves it.
Yeah, with how popular Greninja is. Literally, the most popular guy ever. Which is fair.
Even more than Charizard.
Probably. I don't know. Greninja's cool. I think Greninja deserves the hype way more than Charizard does.
I agree with you. I think they're both
it's just mediocre.
Too much.
Yeah. I think they're... Well, Once Greninja gets a billion forms, then I'll start to say it's too much. So
already has
basically, pretty much after it gets its Mega in ZA, because let's be real, there's no shot that the Kalos starters are not getting Megas in ZA. Then I will say, okay, you are too much, because then it will have
What if they get
basically
like?
one form less than Charizard.
What if it just gets, instead of a Mega, it just gets Ash Greninja, and then the other two get Megas? Because Ash Greninja is basically a Mega.
Ash
Except
Greninja's like
Extra 10 stat points.
bad Mega.
I mean, it's 110 base stat boost. It's just they put it all into offenses, and then they put 50 into attack for no reason.
Yeah, and you
They
have to get a kill.
They put 50 into attack just so you could use it in stab mobs with surging strikes and wicked blow.
Yep. Make it a bad Urshifu. A really bad Urshifu that you need to get a KO with first.
Well, in Hackmons, it's a better Urshifu, which is totally what Nintendo was thinking about. Or sorry, TPCI.
True. They're always thinking, how can we make Hackmons a better format?
I mean, that's why they put Eternatus in the game, was to make Hackmons unplayable. And you know what? It worked.
That what was it? It was like for April Fools one year they had Eternatus legal. They had hand Eternatus, and it was like actually unplayable.
Yeah, because
like,
you do 1 damage versus the defense.
No, it was just like
defense is so high.
Eternatus hand mirrors. And by that I mean it was unoptimal not to just run 6 hands.
No, you run 3 hands with like all of which have neutralizing gas.
It's just so stupid. It's so stupid. I hate that mon so much. It's so dumb.
If you thought Iron Hands had dumb hands, just wait till Eternatus.
Yeah, just wait. That one is like God's hand. Because it's just a hand. That's all it is.
It literally has double the base stat total of Iron Hands.
True. Real and true. Anyways, we are literally blabbing just so we can make this segment seem not super short. I think this is the easiest win for nobody of all time. I really, really hate that we didn't disagree on this one. And maybe we could have if I just, stood on business with myself over Winda. But I mean,
I'm gonna be honest. I was gonna if you were gonna say you win that, I was not gonna go against you. I was gonna be like, you got this, king. However, yeah, I think just for week 1, I feel like it's just clear cut. I think once we get stuff like Kathy versus Wendy going at it, I think you versus Rat would be a cool one. I don't know if that's happened. I haven't looked at the schedule, to be honest.
Yes, me and Rat does happen. By the way, let me have 1 second here just to talk my shit. We're gonna pull Gig's team back up. We're gonna put Water Bull back. Okay, so I'm gonna talk shit. Gig, if you don't make playoffs, I am going to be more disappointed than I've been in anything. You have the easiest schedule, I think, in the entire league. You should not be worse than 4-1 or 3-2 after the first 5 weeks. And 3-2 is very much stretching it. 4-1 is the absolute worst your record should be going into week 6. If it is not, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
You sound like my dad talking to me about my report card in middle school.
Oh, if you saw Gig's schedule, you would understand. You know what? You know what? We'll do it live. We'll do it live here. Okay, here's Gig's schedule. Week 1, Warui. Week 2, Big E. Week 3, Gen. Week 4, Shandy. Week 5, Orange. Week 6, Winda. Week 7, me. So week 6 and 7 are the only, super scary matchups. Shandy is the only loss I will, give a pass on. But, really? And then you compare that to mine. I face Winda, then I face Warui, then I face Nobody, then I face Rat. And then I have an easier match. I face Aegis, and then I face Gan, which is easier. And then last week is Gig. How are these? These schedules are not even. Schedules are not created equally. Gig, please God.
At least you dodged me.
True, I dodged the Pinky matchup by bribing Pinky to not join the league. That's totally why they're not.
Yeah, by me getting extremely burnt out from drafting because I made power rankings one time and I got bullied for it and I said fuck you guys. So now I just am finishing the league I'm in and I'm taking a long break.
Yep. Yeah. And Pinky was supposed to be in our PRs, but scheduling issues, unfortunately.
I could cry.
Yeah, college started. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I definitely get what you mean when you say, am I allowed to spoil?
Spoil what?
What you said about I guess the tier list.
Yeah, go ahead.
About how you said, I get what you mean when you said there's no S-ranked teams.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that video is going to be
Like-
out before this anyways.
Oh, I guess that's fair, yeah. Yeah, no, the team caliber this season is just kind of weird. And, like,
Yeah.
again,
I feel like a lot of teams overcorrected for 14. And then mine is just
three of
a...
the top 4 megas are on the board. Like, why is Yard, Blastoise, and Metagross still on the board?
Yeah, literally anyone could pivot and make their team like the best team in the league. It's kind of funny.
Like, just pick up Yard, Flutter. It's so easy. It's so brain dead.
Yeah,
You could,
the issue was,
do
for
anything.
me, you know, when you're trying to build it with the entire board gone. Like, with all, like, the really good supplemental pieces that you would want. And
I guess if
having
someone drops
zero
though,
time.
and if someone drops and Yard is still on the board, I think I'm just gonna build a team and be like, fuck it, we ball.
Yeah. So anyways, this was PRs, folks. As of now, we have no idea how these are going to be recorded in the future. So
Yeah, my setup's a little bit scuffed, even more scuffed than usual. So
yeah,
we're gonna have to improvise.
yeah, we'll try to fit some guests in. If we don't, it might be legitimately one of us has like a really busy week, so we have to like sit down and record like 2 or 3 in a week. So it's gonna be scuffed, and we're gonna go off of no information for the previous weeks. So you might
But
see
that's
like
just the kind
week
of-
1 come out, and then like you see week 7, and then finally we have like week 1 information updated, and it's like, yeah, we're 1-0. Oh my goodness, guys, we tied obviously, and we got like all of them right. After week 7 comes out, and you guys are like,
Yeah,
what are
basically.
they talking about? Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I'll
that's,
probably do stats at the end of each week in like the content channel itself, but not in a video because that's not gonna happen.
that's not gonna happen. Maybe I'll do like weekly PRs, like power ranking the coaches, and you know, review the weeks, and I'll have Pinky on for that
I'm down
once
for
or
that.
twice. But I don't know. We'll see. This season is
See how it
scuffed. It's the last season before ZA. I think everyone has ZA on the brain.
There's a ZA trailer out tomorrow at 8 in the morning Central Standard
Yeah,
Time.
literally 12 hours from us recording, ending this recording.
It's
There is
8
ZA.
PM. Oh fucking hell!
All right, well, folks, as always, it's a pleasure being on PRs. Thank you, Pinky, for once again coming and hosting PRs. Even if it means I have to co-host for the whole season.
Thank you, Cannor, for saving my ass and for being able to use OBS while I cannot. Hey, you know what? In May, I'll get my shit back and I can use OBS, and then it'll be so over for you motherfuckers. Don't you worry.
Oh yeah, the Pinky content. Oh my goodness, UBL VGC is gonna be crazy when May hits.
So true.
Yep, yeah. This is not a binding verbal contract though. We're probably gonna be the exact same. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching PRs, and we will see you with week 2, whenever that may be.
Peace out.